Today I will explain to you a little bit about the economy of Auroville. Like everything in Auroville, we are a project in the making. There is nothing final, nothing that I can tell you. This is how it works. It is like this, it will be like that. And because we are an experiment, we are progressing, we are experimenting, we are trying different systems. We haven't found the real total solution because the ideas that the mother put for us are very high. Our ideas are this high, our reality is still here. I don't know how much you are familiar with the ideas of Auroville. I hope you are, because that should be the only reason why you are here. Otherwise, if it is for another reason, maybe you are in the wrong place. Now, you probably know already that Auroville is meant to be a city for 50,000 people from all over the world. This city is meant to be economically sustainable, self-sufficient. It means it will generate all the needs internally. It is also meant to be collective property. There is no individual property in Auroville. That was one of the mother's very, very radical conditions. And that's very unique in the world. All the assets of Auroville, the lands, the units, the services, everything belongs to Auroville as a whole. And there is an Auroville Foundation that holds all these assets, but they do it for humanity. It's not that it is for the profit of anyone in particular. That is very unique. Also, the profits generated in Auroville are meant to revert into the city for maintenance and development of the city. The other important aspect is that within the city, the mother said no money exchange, no cash exchange. That means that we are not generating cash to give to people, but we are generating cash to be able to offer to people all the needs-based, needs in kind, all the needs in terms of food, dressing, housing, health. So this is also very special in Auroville. Like outside, you work for money, for a salary. Here you work as an offering to the divine, as an offering to Auroville. Your work contributes to the collective. And the collective, Auroville, in exchange, takes care of all your needs. The idea is that you will receive in kind all you need. For the moment, we have a mixed system where still Aurovillans receive one part in cash because there are still many services that are not available. But ideally, we have to work together to be able to provide to Aurovillans all that they need without them having to have a salary and then pay for it. It's the opposite. Whatever one works for goes to the collective takes care of. The mother was very clear about it. This is not a society driven by the profit, by the competition, by the personal gain. It is driven by the collective aspiration, by the aim for perfection, by the helping each other collaboration. So it's very different to the world outside. And it's only for people who really are looking for a different life. When one is very happy with the world outside, getting a very good salary, getting a big house, getting a big car, the best one can do is to get outside and get that outside. Auroville is not for that. Somebody told me today, oh, the newcomers, they are looking for an easy life in Auroville. And I said, I hope they don't. Because there is nothing easy in Auroville. There has never been easy and it will never be. It is a challenge for all of us. A very big challenge. Because sometimes we know what we don't want, but we don't know how to make it. The same as in Auroville, we have a different education, an education that aims at maintaining the contact with your soul and develop from the children all the best of their capacities. In the economy, it's the same. Our work is an offering of ourselves. It's also development of our best capacities and also acquiring new capacities. So learning in our place of work, in our sphere of action is the best we can do to help all of it. Now, there are two main sectors in Auroville, which you probably have seen already. One is the units that generate wealth. For example, this is Upasana, you probably know. It's a company in Auroville that makes clothing, sustainable clothing, ecologically driven clothing, and it sells outside, generating a profit. This is the units that generate a wealth, a collective wealth. This wealth, they don't keep it for the persons who are working in the unit, they give it to the collective. So these type of units are very essential because they generate our basic sustenance. Then we have many types of units. You probably have seen units that make solar panels, units that make guest houses, that make all kinds of health therapies. So there are many kinds of units because Auroville is very creative. And one can create a unit that can offer outside. It's basically to the outside and basically to make some profit. Then there is the other type of units that are the services of Auroville, that are the units, the activities that offer to the internal all that is needed. For example, we have our health services, we have our schools, we have our food distribution, we have our dressing, our free store. So we have a lot of services and still we have to create more. Now, the people who work in these two activities, they both work for the welfare of Auroville. It's not that they work for themselves, and that's very important. And it is as important to work in a farm that makes food for Aurovillians than to work in a company or in a guest house that generates an income. Both are the same. We aim at not having categories of people with categories of salaries. Good morning. Late comer. This is not a comer, this is a late comer. Come.
Gamla kapten. Auroville Newcomers.
Okay, so we went, we described a bit the general economy of Auroville. We described the two sectors of Auroville. Now I will talk to you a little bit about prosperity. You know that the mother started an ashram in Pondicherry, Aurobindo ashram. There she developed a system called prosperity. It was a system like here. It's a system where the ashramites, they never received one paisa. They were given breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the dining hall. Then they were given a parcel with some clothing, some toiletries for every month. And then they were having some extra needs for education or for medical, and that was also extra cost. They never received one paisa, which was very unique also. When the mother envisioned Auroville, she also envisioned a prosperity model for Auroville. But because in Auroville people are not all from the same country with the same type of needs, and we are not ashramites, we also aim to create a city with all the activities. We, since many years, we are trying to develop a prosperity system that goes in line and respects the differentiation. So right now we have a mixed system where still we receive one part in cash, one part in kind, and we are working right now to develop more services. We just made a survey to see what people need the most to be able to provide. Like one of the big needs of Auroville is still the petrol. Unfortunately, because we should all be driving non-fossil, non-fuel vehicles, no? So the idea is if we can make a scheme for which everybody can change the vehicle into an electric vehicle and then the electricity will be provided by all. So all these are the things that we are providing. I don't know, this is in general, and I would prefer if we can have a conversation where if you have any questions, we can just dialogue together more than giving you a big talk. That is not my style. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Anandi, and I am originally from Spain, but I have been here for 31 years. 31 years when every day of these 31 years I wake up and I say thank you. Thank you for being here. Because for me, it's the gift of my life to be able to get to know about Aurobindo and the mother, to get to know Auroville, and to be able to come here. When there are 8,000 million people in the world, we are just a handful of people who are able to come here. And sometimes we complain because this doesn't work, this doesn't work. But we are so privileged to be in an experiment, the only experiment in the world, where a society moved by spiritual objectives tries to create itself and offer a model for the world. So I would like to invite you to this big adventure of Auroville, which is to believe in this dream of the mother and work to manifest it. And it's not about coming here or let's see what is there in Auroville for me, it's what we can give to Auroville. In fact, the economy of Auroville is about giving more than taking. In a society where everybody gives as much as possible, we all get benefit. In a society where everybody looks for themselves, it becomes a fight, it becomes a competition, it becomes a very unhappy life, like it happens outside, where the individual motive, the profit is what is really driving the society.
It's a laboratory.
It's a laboratory. Exactly.
Transformation.
Exactly.
Transformation.
That's it.
Yeah.
I invite any question or any experience. If any of you have any experience about economy or what Auroville tries to manifest, I would be very happy to listen to. This is Botu, this is
Piero.
Piero. They are also Aurovillians. They might be also willing to share something.
Can you share something about sustainability?
Well, the idea of Auroville is to be self-sufficient and sustainable, which means all we do has to be really sustainable to the planet, sustainable economically. In that sense, there are many units in Auroville that work on that field, work in energy consumption, they work in environment, in rainwater conservation. They work also in health, because the health is a very important sustainable parameter. I can explain to you about fructose distribution where I work. I didn't explain, this is a center for distribution of food to our village. We do it in a cooperative model, which means the members contribute a quantity where we buy for everybody, and it gets distributed at exactly the same rate we buy. And we have parameters to select the items we buy for everybody. And these are parameters that have a lot to do with sustainability, starting with products which are grown here locally, as much as possible from Auroville and as much as possible locally. Products that are not having so much waste in the production and so much waste in the packaging, in the distribution. That's why we have developed a whole system of distribution in bulk. And also products that are taking care of the environment, which are like the vegetables grown ecologically, the cows treated properly so that they generate a milk that is not full of antibiotics. So all these parameters are very much guiding the life for
So you're saying that the fruit and vegetable that we buy in HBC, but we get in HBC are organic?
The ones in Auroville, yes. Unfortunately, Auroville doesn't produce still all that we need.
Okay, I was worried though, actually, because nowhere it's written that it's
The
organic.
Auroville products are all organic, all of them. The ones outside, they are not.
Yeah, but in HBC it's not all from Auroville. It's,
No. If there are some shells that are from Auroville,
okay,
all
these,
that we
you know,
get
this is
all
organic,
of
but
them.
the other shells.
The others are not.
From Uti and
Unfortunately,
Bonito.
unfortunately, in this area, there is very little awareness of this. That's why it's so important that more people come to the farms of Auroville to work in our own farms and develop our own products. He knows also he's in the solar kitchen and he knows how important it is that we get also our products from Auroville. To be able to eat healthy.
But one thing, can I speak just a moment?
You can always
Thank you. About the sustainability, maybe can be no a goal. It's the consequence of our transformation. It's not the eco village or no. It's part of our transformation. The sustainability of everything about this. It's only a consequence. It's not, for me, in my opinion, it's impossible to put before the eco-sustainability and after change our
It goes together.
yeah, together, but maybe it's the consequence. Because if I have the consciousness of
Yeah.
what, so automatically can be. So this is
Yeah. Our aim is not to reach a sustainability or an ecological balance. Our aim is to develop a society that has an evolved consciousness that comes from within, from the spirit within. And that naturally, the mother was growing the vegetables in the ashram totally organically. Not because she wanted to do organic, but because it was best for the human being. So whatever is best, we have to pursue it, you know. And then she created a whole system where everybody could eat the food grown. Until today, all that they eat in the ashram is grown in the ashram. Contrary to what happens in Auroville, the problem we all want here, the broccoli that come from Uti and the whatever cheese that come from France and the olive oil that come from Spain, in the ashram, they have been eating for 70 years the same food, and it is the bananas made in the ashram, the milk grown in the ashram, or the spinach made in the ashram. So all the basic food is only grown there. But people just accept that they can have this type of food and not, we are more used to having more abundance. No? But we pay a price for it.
yeah. This is our effort.
Not only financial price, we also pay a healthy price.
So, what suggestion would you give to me as a newcomer to practice sustainability in my life?
I think it's very simple. You have to eat well, you have to produce as less waste as possible. You have to ride vehicles that don't pollute. You have to be also sincere with yourself, because when you create a lie in yourself, you are also polluting the world. So these are all very basic that we all know. You only have to start practicing them.
Don't forget the tap open.
The tap open. The AC open.
Yeah.
Can I ask about prosperity? So, is the way to implement prosperity? Is it going to be the same way how Fortus has been done? Is it going to be a centralized contribution and distribution system?
For the moment, prosperity is a mix of some centralized contributions, some centralized services that will be the same for everybody, like the health or like the electricity, but then there will be some individually chosen. which one can spend from its own account in financial service for the moment. Because there is no option not to be given centralized. We also don't want a society where everybody takes the same, everybody uses the same, consumes the same. We also have to respect the individual needs. It's not the same as a 58-year-old person who needs some help support than a child, than a person who is in full energy and needs more sports or needs more another type of diet. So we have to respect that everybody also chooses one part of its prosperity.
So, right now, like for example, there's a maintenance system where
Yeah.
you have a certain corpus and
Yeah.
you choose how you want to deploy that
Exactly.
or how what services
Exactly.
you want to give. So, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand because I had a conversation with this outside.
Yeah.
So rather than having a single corpus or a single maintenance, there would be certain services which will be provided from a centralized space.
Exactly.
It could be healthcare, it could be food, it could be analysis.
Yeah.
And then there would be a corpus to you which you can deploy as per your needs.
Exactly. That's the point. For the moment.
For the moment. So rather than giving 25,000 as a single maintenance and you choosing what to do, there are services which will cost you 1,000 rupees and then can give you 10,000 for you to decide what is.
Exactly. That's it. For the moment, that's the proposal. It might change, but that's the proposal.
Okay. How would it be changed? Like how is it different than having a single corpus in the society with mindset like how they do it versus like services? What is it?
The advantage
Yes.
of what is more manifesting the ideas of Auroville to have one part given to the services directly instead of giving everything to the individual. First is that you support the services. You don't support the individual receiving. But because at the end, the maintenance becomes for many people like a salary. And we don't want that. People have to understand that Auroville takes care of them with all their needs based, not with a salary. That's why the idea is there will be services where even those Aurovillians are working. So it generates also work for Aurovillians. There will be schools where the kids will be benefiting and where Aurovillians will be working. So if you receive money and you send your kids to study in Pondicherry, you said, you are really taking those funds for Auroville good services and good schools. So we are supporting our internal services. At the same time, we are respecting that there will be certain things that you will be getting.
Strengthening our services.
Exactly. Also creating a rich life for everyone. When we have a solar kitchen that provides meals for everybody, instead of everybody cooking at home, means that we are really letting people have more free time, being able to cook in a much affordable system. Also more organically and more ecologically, we can provide this from the Auroville farms. So we can sustain our own fabric than to give to the individual who takes the money to the bank and goes and spends it outside in the restaurant economy. So we still respect that there is one part one can choose. But we really need to understand that we are here to support the collective so that the collective can support us.
What are the current services which are under proposal?
They are the usual, they are the food, solar kitchen, there is health in the Sante and health services, there is clothing in Anandi.
Stitching.
Then, of course, we have whatever is cultural, a lot of cultural events, they are all free in a way. And you see, we are very rich because we receive many things that we don't even notice. The schools are part of that still. And ideally, there should be places where one can do yoga, one can do sports, one can go to the swimming pool, and you don't need to pay for it or read offers. The more we are giving to the collective, the less we have to feel that we are like spending individually, but Auroville is giving to us. It gives a very different feeling when you are paying to a service of Auroville than when that service is being given to you. At the end, it's an offering that Auroville, the mother, is making to you, and that's very important. At the beginning, prosperity, the mother would send all the goods to Auroville, and they will put them under the banyan with the mother's photo, and everybody would take whatever that was given them. And they always remember that at a time when they were receiving that from the divine itself. So now we have become such a society where everything is money oriented and how much this and how much is that. But that feeling of receiving, of giving yourself so that the mother takes care of you, that is much more important.
It's a big part of like the socialist.
Kind of. The mother said is a way of communistic, but more advanced because it's driven by the spirit, you know.
The question is it expected that once once we're part of Auroville, is it not expected, but is it like an unstated thing that one doesn't really go out of Auroville?
Not at all. There are many people who go out for periods. We all have our own different needs. Many of us have our families outside. So, of course, it's not that you are spending 8 months outside and for that means
Yeah.
there is something wrong.
Yeah. So then I feel like the way that we look at the economic sustainability to live inside Auroville, there's barely any potential to make a travel outside.
Yeah, it is true. But,
It's like kind of challenging.
yeah, it is true that our economy for the moment just covers the basics.
Yeah.
And travel is not considered the basics.
Yeah.
I hope one day we will have a bit more flexibility so that whenever one needs to travel, that is also offered in some way by all of it.
Yeah.
But for the moment, that is what we have. One has to accept there is a big part of our Williams who still have their own personal money from outside and who can afford things that others cannot afford. That's the reality. You cannot deny it.
Yeah. And also the other question was that if one has like some idea about starting a new unit or bringing something new to order, how does one kind of navigate that? Is that a certain
There is a system, there is a system under the FMC, which is the Funds and Assets Management Committee, where you can make an application for a new unit. The question is, there are already like 700 units in Auroville. And the idea is better strengthen them and make them bigger than making more, small units. Because for a unit, you need an accounting system, you need to make the GST, you need to have a lot of administrative support that for one person alone doesn't have much sense. It's very costly.
Would you say there's 700?
700 units, which is like a huge.
How many are like active and functional?
There are about half of them who are services and half of them who are income wealth generation. But many of them, like 70% of them, are just 1 or 2 persons who started because they liked something, they wanted to try something, they wanted to generate something. But really, it's like too much administrative work for very little profit for everyone. Ideally, if you have some idea, go and see some units where your activity can be accommodated under that umbrella. Not start your own little thing because it's really, right now, it's not the moment.
Is that something that has been made as a plan B? Because before there was a lot of people in independent services, like someone offered yoga, someone offered massage, so it was one of the richness in Auroville. You can propose and you can also at some point get yourself to be self-sustainable. So right now there's a lot of units who has to be closed because they're tiny and because it's a load of administration things.
Yes, exactly.
But is there a plan B for those people? Because there's many Aurovillians who were based on these mechanics. And now they are a bit in the gray zone. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So is there something?
We are in a transitional period, but we try to really group things together instead of atomize them all so much. The idea is that like all these people who offer classes of yoga or tai chi or whatever, they can club together. Like there are centers in Auroville like Pitanga, Verite, which can accommodate different therapies to different practice providers. So it can be. One only has to approach them, and surely they will find ways. We will have to adjust for some time, but ideally, best is to have these umbrellas where every individual can offer the services, and at the same time, everything of the administrative part is taken care of.
So if I want to create a business unit, for example, what is the minimum scale acceptable for Auroville to help me to grow?
To grow. You have to ask that FMC. They don't want units where there is only one Aurovillian working. That is for sure. I mean, if you are a group of Aurovillians and you have a potential a business plan that is going to grow in a few years, they will be happy. They will be happy, no problem. If you are one that has some idea of doing something, go and meet some other unit that is doing something similar and offer to work with them. It will be the best.
Your book's spiritual life. In Auroville, according to mother, what is meaning? What's this spiritual life?
The spiritual life.
So in Auroville, according to mother, so what is it?
What do you think?
I think that according to me, I think that be happy, divine conscious, humanity. This is the basic way to improve, to reach her goal. But clearly, I don't know what is her goal.
You have to read.
I did. I'm
You
starting.
have to read what the mother said.
Yeah. If you say some
The
points, help us.
the mother has a very important text called To Be a True Aurovillian.
Yeah.
You have to read that one.
Yes.
And she starts saying the first necessity for a true Aurovillian is to find what one is inside, deep inside. It's not about being happy. It's about finding our true being. And our true being has nothing to do with our culture, our nationality, our education. It has to be your soul, how you contact, your essence, your deep, deep, deep essence, which probably brought you here. Probably, even unconsciously, it has brought us here. Get in contact with that part of yourself. And from there, everything you do it from that point. You work as an offering. You try to relate to the others from that true being. Everything else will come to you. The advantage of Auroville is that whatever happens to us, all the circumstances that are created around us, even the difficulties, because we tend to believe that to have an easy life is, wow, very good, that's what we aspire for. No. The difficulties we face in our life are the ones that teach us, that make us progress, that gives us really, really a better understanding of things. So when you are in contact with your soul, with your true being, all the circumstances around you are created so that you make a progress. And Auroville is a perfect place for that. You will discover it. You have a problem with something, a person comes that day and tells you something that gives you the key for that. Or, I don't know, something happens in the world, or it's full. If you look at all the things that happen every day, it is a perfect field of experimentation where all these things they make you understand, make you progress. And from there, you really develop. When you offer yourself, two things I would say: offering yourself and be grateful. Because when you are grateful, it's very difficult that you are grumpy, that you are complaining, that you are miserable, that you are depressed. You cannot, because you are so grateful.
Yes, this is connected in economy. Once
And
that is understood, automatically the economy
Exactly.
clear.
You cultivate that, and that will come to you.
My experience, the best media for to obtain this is the Karma Yoga. Offer our service to the city, to build the city. If we have this attitude, all the rest come. I am a young Aurovillian, only 10 years, but never I asked something. Everything from the house, housing, the work, all the things come. But the sincerity inside the inner sincerity, not the sincerity with the other. The inner sincerity is the most important, most important things to do. And all the other come. All the other things come. This is my karma yoga. In any case, the mother saying we are to work, work, and work. I donate everything. I am a photographer. I was 40 years a photographer in Italy. I donate all my pictures, all my things, very costly. And I am happy. I cannot stay, I cannot come in Italy because I live in this moment, I live only with the mountains. For me, Italy is a village. It's impossible to me to buy a flight, but it's no problem. It's my goal is Auroville.
Much worse would be to be in Italy and not being able to come for much worse.
My goal is to speak English.
Basic question, how would I find out about the 700 social services that are there?
You can contact the FNC, they have an office in the town hall. They can offer you information about different units where you can maybe locate your activity.
Okay.
They should have all the information. They should. Now I don't know how very sure. They should because they do all the accounting for them, no? Right now, this year, Auroville has implemented a system called SOHO, which is a centralized accounting. Because for many, many years, there were all these units, activities, each one doing its own accounting, imagine it. And then they will send them all to the accountants who will have to compile all together. And it was a mess because one calls it like that, the other calls like this. And it was like impossible to present the accounts of Auroville on time. Because Auroville is under the Ministry of Education and needs to be presented to the Parliament all the accounts of Auroville. And it was a mess because it was impossible to compile it all together. Right now, we have a centralized system online where everybody puts its accounting online and it gets all clubbed together because it has the same headings. So this has been a major progress for Auroville. Like now they can really get all the information about all the workers, all the profits, all the invoicing, all the GST, everything gets clubbed together. So that has been a very big step. A bit uncomfortable for all of us because we all had to learn a new system, we all had to face a lot of difficulties, but it will be a very good development so that we can really have figures for everything. Where are you all working? Can I know?
I am from miniature.
Miniature, very good. Marcito, you see, these are units that provide wealth to all of it in a very beautiful manner also. What else?
Studio archaeology in architecture.
Wow, very good. Floor? Beauty. Another flower, another flower garden. Beautiful. What else? Please tell me. Mathematics. Wow, you see how lucky they are?
Eco service.
Eco service, very necessary.
Yeah.
We can talk a lot about this ecological sustainability and how much waste we create so unconsciously. Like so many pipes. So last time I went to see eco service like 2 months ago, I almost fainted to see all that was there. Everybody should go on this.
Now, come any Tuesday morning.
You please go,
Volunteer.
because only when you see there, you really realize. When people go to the supermarkets like Nilgiris, no, these big areas of products, all full of packing food, plastic, this aluminium filter. It's horrible. Just imagine, 1 month after, all that will be a big pile in the landfill. Imagine how you feel after going to a place like that, which you think it satisfies your desires so much, and look what it creates. And in Auroville, even if we are careful, still we have a huge pile of waste. So it's a very educational trip for all of us.
Also to understand how to separate them.
How to separate it.
Because they face a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I know,
if we
you
don't do our
see,
job.
There is a big part of education.
It's a big problem for Sumit.
Yeah.
Separation of food.
It's not so bad there.
It's not so, it could be much worse.
It's okay.
Imagine in Bondi.
It looks like chaos, but there's I've learned after 5 months that there's some order to it. And
Yeah.
there's a big pile one week, and the next week it's
It
gone.
disappears.
Yeah, so they're like these long
No,
cycles.
at least in Auroville it is properly segregated, it is taken care of. Imagine in Bondi it doesn't happen any of that. So we have made a big progress. Still we have to educate ourselves constantly.
I live in Kalpana and like this activity of separating the trash educated so much because the place we come from. Like I was living in UAE for a very long time. We don't consciously think about those things.
Exactly.
But then you consciously think about consuming and then you realize maybe I'm not consuming well.
Exactly.
Because now I have to segregate them for different.
Exactly.
Kalpana has the best segregation. There are other communities,
Yeah, then 24 drums.
it's just a pile and the community members don't separate it. That's what Sumit has to.
Well, yeah. I remember in America many years ago, there was a family who decided they will not throw anything to the waste to be conscious of what they were creating. After 3 months, the whole house was full of waste. And they were suffocating to realize what they were putting out. So try to keep it for some time in your house. Keep it for 1 month and you will see. You will start getting things that don't need packaging. You will see.
House in like a storeroom.
Where else did you work?
This is my first day in.
Very good. Welcome. Anandi, you're welcome. Solar kitchen. In solar kitchen, very good. You see, these are all services that we need so much. It's just visitor center, very important also, the door to so many people.
I was in Anandi and in Auroville.
You got it, very good. Super. Wow, you are all
I work in Bharat Niwas and now we arrive at 2 different places.
very good. You are from here. Savannah Falls. In Savannah Falls, excellent project, very good.
Mathematics department.
Mathematics. Wow, you all mathematics very lucky people.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
In Savannah, I know, very good.
Visitor center.
Visitor center.
In Brigada Mohana.
In
Brigada Mohana.
the garden of Anandi. Visitor center. Wow, so many people work in visitor center.
Health services.
Health services. You know, this lady Ariel takes care of so many old Aurovilians with so much love and care, and it's so important because one day we will all be there.
You will take care of me one day.
But you see, we have all the needs of our society, you know, from the kids to the elderly people. Beautiful work, really.
Emergency services one. Emergency services.
Emergency services, another one, with so many accidents, so many things happening. Really, we are in the hands. Who else?
Ah, Fair Shakti, the Budokan.
Would you guys? You are a
Aikido teacher.
Aikido teacher. Fantastic.
Wow.
You see? Over there?
I work with CIRHU, Center for International for Research for Human Unity.
Very good. That's our main idea.
Yeah, developing an AI system for Auroville.
Wow, very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
And these girls,
I'm just studying
where are you studying?
Township.
Oh, in Pondicherry. Where?
Vivekananda School.
Oh, and why you gonna study in Auroville? You gonna like?
No, not like that. I'm just planning after think I maybe say
You will come back.
Same school.
Very good school also. Nice. Auroville has a lot of activities directed towards the Valley region and to support the area where we are living. And that has become a very beautiful exchange. Thank you. Visitor center. Wow, we have many people in visitor center.
So,
You are also. Wow. You also. Oh my goodness.
All orchard on some
Orchard. Bravo. Bravo for our orchard because they provide a fantastic food for us.
And also eggs.
Yes. Very important place. Okay.
I work for Ilion, it's a small unit.
Ilion.
Yeah, we do research about video and master with people.
Very nice. It's a very important point. I'm sure with you.
I mean, two video, two
Yes.
documentary. For
Very,
the globe.
really, very beautiful work. So you in Savannah Forest. Excellent. I'm just beginning. Good. But don't forget to work, eh?
Since 2008, the only place I volunteered in India is Satna Forest, Norway.
Fantastic.
Until recently, and now I'm looking for a new.
Nice. Savannah Forest, they are my brothers and sisters.
I feel like it's the gateway. It's the
It's a
gateway
beautiful
for
gate. It's for everyone, it's a different gate. But they are really doing a very sincere work, and that's admirable.
In Madame.
Matram. Very good. You can explain to them what it is in case we need.
Health mental service. Health
Mental
mental therapy. In medical, yes. I am
Yes.
psychology.
At some point, sometimes Auroville becomes too strong for us. And we might all have some necessity for some support. Thank you.
Inlight film production. Inlight film production.
What production?
Film.
Film. Wow, very good. Very good. Okay, I think, is there anybody else who didn't say? Swaram. Wow, Swaram is one of the most beautiful units of Auroville. She's really developed very beautifully in the last years.
in the retail quiet and
Wow, this girl. She works like three. Okay, I think we have all. Sadhana Forest also.
much smaller than the ones watching on TV.
Nice, beautiful. And you already said from there, the center. Very good. Good, and what is the experience you are getting in Auroville? In terms of work, you feel like working outside? You feel a difference? Is worse? Is better?
It's of course better in many ways because there's this, like what you said, there is this spiritual centering around the entire work which is
An expression.
yeah. In that sense, it's good because I've also walked outside and it's more corporate style.
Yeah. Yes,
Very
Christy.
selfish. Yeah, that's very selfish.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
But yes, it also does come with its own set of challenges because it's so different.
Yeah. We have to all understand, Auroville is not an easy place. It was never meant to be easy, never. It was always meant to be a big challenge for all of us. So if you really want an easy life, I recommend that you get out of Auroville. It's not going to be easy because there are many challenges. We are still a small community that has to provide for many services and many activities. And that is a challenge. We don't have the funds. Also, many of our units have become maybe outdated, no? The world is also pushing for a different type of units, for a different type of activities, and we need to update ourselves so that at the same time don't lose our identity, no? So it will not be easy maintaining ourselves.
just reminded me of a question, like in Australia, before council services, different suburbs have got a council for them. And it helps with the different services in that area, whether it's for waste or sustainability. Is there any such concept here in Auroville for it to develop? Because I was thinking it would be good to have that overarching kind of service looking at, okay, these are the basics we need to get done.
Well, right now there is a group that provides budgets to all the services that are needed. This is the BCC, Budget Coordination Committee. They are the ones who provide the budgets, who organize the maintenance for the people who are in this unit. Still, we are very small as to be able to have per areas, no? We have now all is centralized because we are very small. At the end after, in Auroville there are 4 main areas. There is the whole residential area, there is the industrial area, the production area, and then we have the cultural and the international. In each one of these areas, there will be different services, there will be different activities, different needs. It will develop per areas, but right now we are still too small and we need to try to bring together all the services and coordinate them as much as possible. We are still, that's our main difficulty. We are too small with too few people. For so many, when you look at all the different activities that happen in Auroville, all the schools, all the services, it's incredible. Where in India, in a village of 2,500 people, you will find all the activities that happen in Auroville. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. No? So all this is a big setup that we need to support all of us, and we need to work hard, very hard.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
I'd like to know, it can be different from the topic, but what is individual transformation, collective transformation, and transformation of unit? That's the question.
You see, we have always debated a lot about what goes first, like the egg and the chicken, no? Is it your individual transformation that brings a collective transformation, or it is the collective that pushes you to your individual transformation?
My question is to understand transformation. It can be relative and each also defined.
Well, if you read about the yoga, the integral yoga of Aurobindo, which is our own, is our kind of spine, no, is our guide, our guideline for our life. There is a work in oneself that one is supposed to do, which is discovering that inner truth, being sincere, surrendering, developing your consecration, your devotion, your aspiration. All this is our own individual part. But in Auroville, at the same time, we have our own collective transformation. We are creating this not just to live here, it's to create a model of accelerate the transformation for our whole collective. And people think, oh, only when we will all be one by one transformed, then we can really have a collective that helps the transformation. And it is not like that. By creating an environment that promotes, that helps you to evolve, it also helps the individual transformation. So they are both very much interdependent. The more individually we progress in our individual transformation, the more the collective also changes. And the more the collective offers spaces where one can progress, the more also it pushes you individually. So it's very important. You cannot be waiting for everybody to get transformed because it will not happen. And you cannot also wait for the collective to be perfect, like people say, oh, but Auroville will be beautiful and easy, then I will come. And I said, then better don't come because it's like we have come here to work, to make it possible, to make it individually and collectively. You have to read Aurobindo and the mother, it's very important. It's only by understanding what they want to do, what is their work, their action is an action in the world, transforming. So you have to understand what is their work to be able to collaborate. The mother said this is the first time in the history of humanity that the human being is invited to collaborate. the first time. So it's very important that we understand the agreement and collaborate. That we are not just mere instruments receivers, but we are also part of the process.
And collaborate means to build this city.
Yeah.
And if this your question said to a pioneer building the Matrimandir in the tropical, in the sun, in the seventh, what I can reply a pioneer of 1970, 75. Work. What is this question? You have to work. You take this cement and go 20 meters up to put the cement inside the top of Madrid. This is our effort. It's not the the therapist. This is okay, but every person have his own path for arrive. But the shortcut for this in Auroville is the karma yoga, the walk, the yoga of work, daily work. This is the best for me, in my experience. I have 75 years, 76 years. And sometimes some people say to me, what is your age? 74. What is your work retire? In Auroville, retire don't exist. Don't exist. We have to work every time, everything, everybody is a faculty. But in any case, yeah, a capacity. But in any case, we have to work. Also mental, it can be maybe I am writer for Auroville, not for my passion and stuff. This service to service Auroville, service to Auroville. And we have to create the maximum of excellence in every field of our work. I work in an eco service, the best that I can make. I am photographer, the best that I can do. And this is without thinking about the salary maintenance. No, only for the mother, because the city is the vision of the mother. So this is
Yeah, it's very important to work for building this city. Because the same as Matimandir, you know, when Matimandir started, there was nothing in it. Nothing. It was like a group of mad people there in the middle of the desert, making that whole building. Like people were looking at them and saying, but you have lost your mind, that why don't you just make some comfortable life for yourself and no? Yeah. And still they were giving their lives completely to build Matimandir. When I came, I also worked in Matimandir in the market section. For me, it was the most beautiful experience to be working in something that is dedicated to the mother, that is not really for yourself. You know? And now you enter in Matimandir and you feel this whole atmosphere. No? If Matimandir would not be there, our experience of Auroville would be completely different. And it took all these years to build. You know? The city would be the same. One day we will realize, wow, this is what the mother said. She said, build it, I will make it a very powerful energy for all of us. So we don't realize, but every little manifestation brings down that consciousness. And after it becomes an experience for all of us. So very important. Whatever you can do to build this, to manifest, to help in the creation of this, you will be part of a divine work. And it's very gratifying, much more than any big salary in the world.
yeah.
So, it's very beautiful because the way Mate is the first thing that was built here, the intention with what was built set an example for all the years for
Exactly. Yeah.
so where everybody can follow how to really work because like you said, there's a multiple way in which it's not
Exactly.
so anything.
Yeah.
So with that intention, stays for all to come to Auroville that you are working for a dream. So,
Exactly. That's the whole point. So I hope with the collaboration of everybody it will happen.
And this is the collaboration. Yeah.
So many people work over the years, no?
Yeah.
Some who are very good, and everybody put their aspiration in that building. It was made with so much love, and also a lot of fight. Because in Auroville, I don't know, it looks like without fight, nothing happens. So it was a lot of also battles, but a lot of love, no? I remember when I came and the first year I was just polishing the marble pieces that go in the walls in Matmande. So for 1 year we were polishing all the great borders of these pieces. And I was with a friend who was all the time on Bangabandi, and it was like in every one of these pieces. Now you enter Matmande and you don't realize how much of that has gone into every one of these parts. The golden disc, you know. It has been a labor of God. I don't know if you have seen that video that shows how every disc has like 3,000 of these small tiles, which is a glass, 2 glasses sandwiched, and inside a golden ring, you know, a gold ring. And that, all that put in every disc and all this is like an incredible work. All that made hand by hand. So it's really a marvel. I don't know if you have any other question or else we just
We go through
go,
so many
go out
features.
go and take some fresh air.
I mean, I can share the last thing. Is there a way you can make it easy to sign up for homes?
It is easy. You have come want to come.
Last day.
You can come today also, and tomorrow. Not tomorrow, no. Everybody's welcome. I think we can start moving.
Yeah.
We can go outside maybe and we have some.
Yeah.
For our composters.